This show contains spoilers and adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
Movies with Ron, movies with Ron.
Hell yeah, motherfucker.
Movies with Ron.
All right. So we're getting all these new listeners.
Oh, yeah?
Oh.
And I see the stats, the downloads. I know someone's listening to them, binging them, spending a week going through the whole back catalog. No new ratings and reviews on iTunes, guys.
What's going on, guys? I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're enjoying the show.
I know you're washing dishes, going for your morning run, going for your nighttime run. Take a second. If you're using iTunes or Apple Podcasts, tell us how you feel. And if you're on Android or any of those other things, pull out your phone and text a friend. Tell them about the show.
Hell yeah, spread the word.
Welcome to episode 129 of Movies with Ron, the podcast where my older brother recaps a movie from beginning to end for me and you, because we like his versions better. It's okay if you've seen the movie or not. The experience is unique, so let's get it on. I'm Chris, your MC for the time being. Here with me tonight, Nurse Candy.
Hey, everybody.
And here he is, folks.
He's the ball cracker, death on foot. You know him, you love him. He's Ron. Ron.
Hey,
Aaron.
Ron.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
Good.
Hello, planet Earth, and welcome to episode 129.
And say hi to Kirby Brown
Hey, Kirby.
and Julian Schaffner.
Julian Schaffner and Kirby Brown.
Wasn't Julian on the show at one point? He's just now getting around to lunch. Did he have to start a new
right.
profile?
I'm trying to update all my contacts. But Kirby Brown, thanks for coming. Everybody, thanks for staying.
That's right.
Oh, Alan Rundle listened to last week's episode.
Well, at least somebody did.
He said, got my Otis and Busey fix for this week. That one reminded me of Fallen. The Hidden was the movie we did last week.
Right.
Reminds him of that Denzel Washington movie, The Fallen.
I remember really loving that movie.
Yeah, it was good.
He said John Goodman was in it too, but I think it was James Gandolfini.
No, it was John Goodman.
But with aliens instead of whatever Fallen was. I don't know. Yeah, you remember watching that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, Alan.
We love you, pal.
We do.
I watched Broadcast News.
Ooh,
Yeah.
it's old.
Good fucking movie, though, man.
What is that?
Who's that guy? The bad guy from Drive?
What's that?
Kind of...
I know what that is, but I've never watched it.
It was John Hurt and Holly Hunter.
And that curly-haired guy. He made the Mom movie.
Albert Brooks, yeah.
Albert Brooks.
He's
There you
amazing.
go. He, wrote and directed it. So this is his, brainchild. I don't know, talking about producing Broadcast News. Producers go nuts.
Yeah.
Holly Hunter, she's got these great scenes where she just starts out. There's nobody else in the office, and she's just fucking crying. And, I worked in live television at one point.
I remember.
And producers cry, man. They're the most rattled people.
Wow.
They have to think and give orders so fast. It's crazy. But Broadcast News is pretty good, man.
Okay.
All right, the poster for Dances with Wolves. You know that movie from 1990?
Yeah.
Right.
Kevin Costner. His face has its own poster within the poster. And I'll post it on the social media. But yeah, that's the main poster. That's how they sold the movie to audiences.
Yeah, I remember.
We got some buffalo in the background, but he's like, put my face in its own square.
Yep. He's Kevin Costner. You do what he says. Hey, I went to see Crawl.
Yeah?
Made me kind of nostalgic for doing new movies in the theater.
It's pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I
It
liked
looked pretty good.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I like twirling gators. It's
Yeah.
so violent.
Yeah.
I like it when they twirl.
They don't twirl a whole lot in this one.
No.
But
Shouldn't it be called swim?
it really should. But what's weird is This movie starts off, and nearly the entire thing takes place with this chick and her dad trapped under their house.
Right.
In like the crawl space under the house. Like almost the whole movie happens there.
Oh,
and they're
weird.
just trapped in there by 2 giant gators during a hurricane. So it's filling up with water, you know?
Wow.
And in the very last, 10, 15 minutes, they escape, and then everything gets worse.
And that's Alexander Aja movie. Mm-hmm. Okay, moving on. I wrote down, the streaming site that does normal programming and porn will win the streaming wars.
Indeed.
None of them have an adult section.
That's true.
Not even like a soft core section. Boob licking? Yeah.
There's boob licking on Amazon Prime. Softcore stuff. Boobs in space. That's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to go looking for it. You'll find it.
All right, I watched Thoroughbreds, the movie that came out in 2017.
Uh-huh.
The music. Watch this movie and listen to the music. The way they do drums, the way it builds the tension. Because most of the movie's awkward. It's about people talking
Okay.
and confronting each other. The music. Check it out. Check out Thoroughbreds from 2017.
No.
Oh.
You guys like it when I talk about the movies I watched?
Oh, yeah.
Because I also watched Bohemian Rhapsody. That one came out in 2018. You know, the Queen movie. There's no scene of them working on the Flash Gordon soundtrack.
Nice.
Oh.
And it's missing.
Yeah,
It's
I bet.
missing
I
something
bet. Yeah.
in that movie. And, but you could tell they didn't have a lot of money. They didn't know if it was going to be a hit. It was a hit. The dude won the Oscar for playing Freddie Mercury. Mm-hmm. There's the sequence when they get big and famous.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're playing like a club. And then it's a montage of bigger venues. And then a bunch of names of cities flying at the screen. There's like 60 seconds of Freddie Mercury singing, and then like coming at you from the distance, and then coming at the screen and flying above is Tokyo, Madagascar, fucking London. Mm-hmm. And it's like the worst thing I've ever seen. Ever.
Sounds cool.
I mean, they could have just like shown a plane on a map.
Yeah, with a red line.
Yeah. All right, fuck it. Wedlock from 1991.
You mean Deadlock?
Yeah, what's the name of this movie?
When I was a kid watching this movie on Cinemax and HBO, it was called Deadlock. You look it up now, you will get the resulting movie Wedlock.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And
Right.
there are movie posters and VHS covers available in both titles.
Fucking bullshit,
Yeah,
man.
I don't know. There's got to be a story there, but to me, it'll always be Deadlock. Didn't figure anything out there?
No, man, no one talks about this movie. I got a cast list for you. You like names, folks?
Well, the whole reason I'm doing this movie is because our beloved, legendary Rutger Hauer has just passed away.
That's right.
And I wanted to do one that I wanted to really dig deep and do one that no one talks about and is not very good. And here we have Deadlock/Wedlock.
Yeah, it's it made for HBO, only available in a square-shaped screen vision.
Yep.
Directed by Louis Teague. He made Cujo, Cat's Eye, and Jewel of the Nile.
Oh, wow.
Now, Rutger Hauer was considered to play Martin Riggs in Lethal Weapon
Oh, yeah?
and Murphy in RoboCop. That's the kind of guy Rutger Hauer is.
Yeah.
That's right.
He was in Blade Runner. And then from then on, whenever you had a dude, a young, strong dude, that's cool, whether he's good or bad. Yeah, Rutger Hauer? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always at the beginning of the conversations because Rutger Hauer is fucking amazing.
He is, man.
He is. There's some good people in this movie.
Yeah, like Mimi Rogers.
Yeah. Useless woman.
What about Joan Chen?
This isn't even her only movie with Rutger Hauer.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, she was kind of an 80s, a face.
yeah, 80s and 90s. Nowadays, mainly international films for her. How about James Remar?
Love
Any
him.
love for Mr.
I
Remar?
love him, man.
Dexter's dad? The guy who was almost Hicks.
He was Hicks for a while. There are shots in Aliens where you see the back of Hicks's head, and it's actually James Remar.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
He's the one who did all of the boot camp training with the rest of the unit so that they could like feel like a unit. And then he was even on set in costume, acting in scenes, and they replaced him with Michael Biehn.
Holy crap.
And Michael Biehn had to come in and like, they like razzed him, like they hazed him because he wasn't part of the troop,
Right.
you know? Yeah, James Remar, ladies and gentlemen. Also Raiden in Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yeah.
Raiden 2. A couple of episodes ago, Chris thought that Craig Sheffer had sex with a gargoyle in Tales from the Dark Side, the movie, and that was actually James Remar.
Right.
And of course, you gotta love the bald guy with the glasses from Groundhog Day.
Stephen Tobolowsky.
Oh yeah.
Awesome character actor. I mean, it's the same character most of the time.
I
but
love him every time.
He's great. And gotta give it up for Basil Wallace for playing a man named Emerald in this film. So you showed me this movie when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm. I was such a huge Rutger Hauer fan as a kid, man.
Yeah, the crust is there of the memory of this film, but it's just not. So I'm about to relive it, huh?
Yep. Get ready.
So what started your love for Rutger Hauer? What movie did it?
Split Second.
Really?
Oh yeah. Still my favorite film.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, go check out the Split Second episode.
Oh, it was good. So we've lost two really great actors within a couple weeks of each other. We lost Rutger Hauer and Rip Torn.
Oh.
I know. So
The last suit you'll ever wear.
so this week I've made a game
Oh.
in honor of these two great actors.
Damn.
And it is called Rutger or Rip. I'm going to give you a line from a movie, and you are going to decide who said it.
All right.
And you get extra points for naming the movie.
I want to play a game.
Number one, I've seen things you people wouldn't believe.
Blade Runner. Rutger Hauer.
Very good. First point goes to Ron.
But you said I get extra points for the
You
movie
do.
title.
2 points for you.
All right. But we're going to say the actor's name first?
Yeah, I messed up.
Okay.
Number two, holy hell, son, you're about as useful as a cock-flavored lollipop.
Rip.
Of course.
Dodgeball.
That's it. Number three, we need to get bigger guns. Big fucking guns.
Rutger. Split Second.
Oh, 1 point to you each and an extra one for Ron.
And I take issue with that. I don't think it was Rutger who said that.
Really?
No, it was Detective Dick Durkin.
Ah, shit.
Big fucking guns.
Oh, no, I think you're right. Number four, that's what we're here for, to kill. The rest is all crap.
Rip.
You got it.
Down Periscope.
Nope, this was kind of one of his old movies. It's called Beach Red. He played Gunnery Sergeant Ben Honeywell. Number five, damn it to hell, don't go by the book. Think like a pirate. I want
Rip. Down Periscope.
I want a man with a tattoo on his dick.
I want a man with a tattoo on his dick. Have I got the right man?
Very good. Number six, because I cut off his legs and his arms and his head, and I'm going to do the same to you.
Rutger.
Very good.
The Hitcher.
Oh, you got
Nice.
it. Double for Chris.
Never seen it. Is he good in it?
Really?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
pretty good in it.
Number seven, a true hero isn't measured by the size of his strength, but by the strength of his heart.
That is Rutger in Lady Hawk.
Oh, I got you both. You're wrong.
Oh, it's Rip, huh?
That was Rip as Zeus in Hercules.
I was going to say Beastmaster.
And he was great in that.
By the size of his penis.
Number eight, all these moments will be lost in time, like tears in the rain.
Rutger, Blade Runner.
Oh, you both got it. Number nine, strong men aren't afraid to cry.
Rutger.
Yes,
Blind Fury.
you got it.
Nice.
Number 10, I hear not a word because she is beautiful, and I love her, and now I am happy.
Rutger Hauer, Lady Hawk.
And willing to die. No, I tripped you up on that one.
Ooh,
Oh.
that sounded like Hauer power.
Is it Rip?
I know. It's Rip.
Does he get the point?
I don't know.
No.
I guess that would be...
It was already a dead question by then.
All right.
I guessed once and she said no.
I somehow feel cheated.
It's still the movie, though.
No, you're not going to get it.
Thanks.
Rip Torn played fucking Henry Miller in the Tropic of Cancer movie in 1970.
Oh.
Isn't that interesting? I'm a Henry Miller fan. Number 11. Will someone catch a goddamn ball? It's like watching a bunch of retards try to fuck a doorknob out there.
Rip.
Dodgeball.
One for each. Number 12. And know this. If you fail, I will follow you the length of my days.
Rutger Hauer, Lady Hawk.
And I will find you. You got it. Double for Ron.
Sounds like Rutger Hauer's only been in 3 movies so far.
Yep. Kenny didn't dig deep.
Number 13.
She's like, number 13. I like to drink a glass of urine every day.
The last suit you'll ever wear.
I'll bring
Time
salt.
to put it on. Fucking salt.
Salty dog.
I don't think this thing thinks it's Satan. I think this thing is Satan.
Rutger.
That's split second, and again, he's not the one who said it.
For real?
So I want both points.
Oh, I have failed terribly. I'm sorry. I'll do
Once again,
I'll
Detective
do
Dick
better-
Durkin.
I'll do better research next time. This was hard.
We did an episode on it.
And number 14, the last one. And this is such a great line. Fear is like a giant fog. It sits on your brain and blocks everything. Real feelings, true happiness.
Rip Torn, defending your life.
Oh, man, you got it. Let me finish it. Real joy. But if you lift it, buddy, you're in for the ride of your life.
Yeah.
What a great movie.
I love
That's
that
one of my
movie.
favorites,
One
yeah.
of my favorite quotes from that movie is Rip Torn going, tastes a little bit like horseshit, huh?
After he said that line,
No, Albert Brooks, too.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Albert Brooks said, man, my 3% is reeling. He only uses 3% of his brain. All right. And when it came to Rip or Rutger, Ron won 17-12. Good
All
job,
right.
guys. You both did great.
Yeah.
I stomped you.
Close. No, it was close.
It was a close stomping.
The rules weren't quite there, but
There's something to
you
it.
kind of took advantage.
Oh, saying I cheated, huh?
I deserve those points.
My name is Chris. If I didn't win, somebody cheated.
All right, folks, grab the KY. Because there's a bomb around your neck. It's going to get scratchy and need lubrication. That would suck.
Well,
right?
I thought we were going to prison.
Let's go to prison and bring the KY. Because it's Deadlock. On Movies with Me.
It's showtime. Get the people out! Come on! Get the people out!
Do you think when people get bored in prison, they drop the soap on purpose?
If they're gay for it. Did you have something else with that?
No, I was just throwing it out there.
Do you want that to be on the show?
Gravel up your butt or something.
What?
Or you put like razor blades up your butt. And then you drop the soap because you're bored.
Oh, God.
And then the guy's like limping across the yard the next day. And another guy's like, it's a gravel dick, eh? You fell for it, huh? You fell for Chris's shenanigans.
He puts rocks in his butt.
Chris is like,
How do you get gravel in there?
you have to have some sort of a tube sock, like a tampon applicator type situation. You just pull the tube out, the rocks stay in there. What am I going with today? Rocks or blades? I'm bored. I'll stick a razor blade up my ass. The mind of Chris. Child. Or like you drop the soap and they're like, yeah, come here, boy. They bend you over and you just have a knife sticking out. All that's actually in there is the handle. Chris is like, come on. Come on.
You laugh now.
He like tries to lunge a little. I'll take y'all. Look out, San Quentin. Chris is a coming. So this movie starts off with like, you know, some red and orange title sequences, and all of a sudden, Wedlock! But I swear this was called Deadlock when I was a kid. So we are in Los Angeles, and this comes up on the screen. It says, sometime in the future.
All right.
And it's nighttime. At the LA Jewelry Mart. That's what it says outside. Inside, they call it the Theater of Diamonds or something. Anyway, it's like a huge expo. It's like Comic-Con for diamonds. This is huge convention center. It's all full of people. Whole lot of them are Middle Eastern, but everybody's just like, hey, I got a bunch of diamonds on the table. You want to buy some? They're all like loose stones, you know. There's like some jewelry, but there's so many people there, and all these diamonds are just everywhere. It's like the worst idea in the world. Attention, the Theater of Diamonds is closing in 5 minutes. Please make your final purchases and then, get out. And we see Rutger Hauer. And he is dressed up in a cardinal outfit or something.
Oh.
A cardinal, yes. And he's wearing glasses, okay. And he's just like, he's a cardinal at a diamond exchange. And he's like, looking at like, diamonds. And I'm not even positive he's a cardinal. Might be some sort of Jewish thing I don't know enough about.
Yeah.
Jewish people, they like the diamonds, right?
Yeah.
And he nods across the room to his partners, who are also dressed like cardinals. This is James Remar and Joan Chen.
Oh.
You know, Raiden. And they're all dressed like cardinals, too. So it's like, yeah, that's right, ladies. We got cardinals. Joan, she looks at this necklace on the table. And she's like, ooh. And then they all go to the bathroom together. There's 3 stalls, 3 people. They jump in them stalls and they change into janitor outfits. They're walking out, and Rutger Hauer flushes. They gotta wait for him for a second. And then Joan puts the necklace on in the mirror, okay? And Raiden is like, hey, did you boost that? No, I paid the $12,000. He's like, you're crazy, risking a job like this for a lousy necklace. Rutger Hauer is like, come on. There you have it. So the building empties, and all of those dealers, they put all their diamonds back in their safe deposit boxes in the vault. So the elevator door opens up and these janitors walk out. It's like 3 janitors and 1 cart. Clean up all that, little mess. Guards are like, sorry, wrong floor, guys. And then Raiden's like, oh, okay. And then he spills a mop bucket. He's like, I'm sorry. He's all like acting a fool. So he's like, starts mopping it up. And the guards are like, and then Raiden kicks the shit out of them with a mop stick.
Whoa.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. That James Remar. Not bad in a fight.
Yeah.
Rutger Hauer is like, oh, no, I don't like violence. And they're like, come on, man. That's what they get paid for. Joan, to prove that we are still somewhere in the future, shoots these guards also with electro bullets.
Oh, nice.
And they go down. So they get into the safe room, and Rutger Hauer's the tech guy. He's the electrical genius. And so he cuts a hole in the wall and he starts like fishing through spaghetti wires and looking for the alarm so he can bypass it. And Raiden just starts a drilling into the vault door. Joan Chen has a stick, and her whole job is to reach it through the bars and hit the button under the desk that opens the door to the vault.
Uh-huh.
That's her only job, and manipulating men in this movie. So she goes over to Rutger while he's trying to work, and she's like kissing on him, and obviously we find out they are a thing.
Oh.
And you wouldn't immediately think so, because Rutger is no spring chicken in this movie, but he's not old.
Yeah.
I mean, James Remar is playing against him. Who do you think Joan Chen would pick?
The guy who can kick ass.
Well, it turns out that Rutger Hauer he's hung like a grizzly bear in this movie.
Yeah. Kicking ass is a way of compensating, I guess.
So he is the logical choice. And women like a big penis. Right, Nurse Candy?
That's right.
That's what women want. Anyway, Rutger also, by the way, has longer hair in this one.
Oh, he's got a mullet.
No,
Isn't he?
no, it's all long. It's not
Okay.
short in the front, but he does slick it back, so it's like a poor man's mullet. Anyways, just past the ears. You don't get to see it real good here, but later in the daylight, it's like a lion's mane. Joan's like checking her makeup, and it's what she's there to do. Manipulate men, push buttons. This is the same thing, really, right? Rutger's like, I found the alarm. Wait till I bypass it. And then Raiden just turns the crank, and the alarm goes off. It's like, you dumbass, what are you doing? You said you found it. It's fine. We got time, man. So they start the alarm's going off, and they start busting out all these boxes, and they open them up, and diamonds.
Woo.
There's probably like 25 million in here. Dollars worth. Not physical diamonds. Rutger Hauer pulls out a ring and slips it onto Joan's finger, and he's like, you're going to be a rich bride.
Thank you very much, sir. I don't think you'll regret it.
Okay. So outside, the cops are coming. And this is sometime in the future, but they pass a movie theater that is playing Marked for Death.
Oh.
As Steven Seagal.
That's right.
But it's in the future.
Yeah. Big whoop. You want to fight about it? So now they strip with a double zip. They got 2 zippers going down the front of their freaking janitor outfits.
Oh, and each zipper goes down each leg?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
And you watch them doing this, and the 2 men actors are unzipping Joan Chen's. They're like helping her, and James Remar absolutely can't do it. And it turns out it didn't matter, because all she needed was the 1 zip from Rutger Hauer, and she just steps out of that.
Oh.
And James is, all right, whatever, I'm done. I'm done. So now, underneath those outfits, they're wearing police uniforms.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
Outside, a patrol car pulls up with a 4th accomplice that is going to die, like, right now. So, if you listen carefully, they're all, for like a second, everybody is all talking about ball caps. Like, you got your cap? Where's your cap? We don't need no caps. Like, the cops, they're wearing ball caps, like cap cops. Cop caps? Anyway, more cops pull up, and they look at Raiden and the gang, and they're like, hey, did you see them? Oh, yeah, they ducked back inside as soon as they saw us. There was like, I don't know, 2 of them. And then they have to storm the bank with the real cops. Oh. And that is a movie milestone of genius. That's never been done since. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then one of the other cops is a lady, and she sees the glistening necklace on Joan. She's like, hey, nice necklace. Oh, yeah, thanks. Oh, they must be pretty, chill over at the Dildar precinct. And she's like, yeah. And then click, click, there is no Dildar precinct. It's like, oh, she just called her out.
Oh, stupid.
But it doesn't matter because, boom, Raiden shoots that lady through the back of the neck.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it just explodes out from the front. It's great. Anyway, all hell breaks loose. Rutger Hauer jumps into the car with number 4, and he's like, who does number 4 work for?
Now suck my cock.
Three kinds of people in this world. Assholes, pussies, and dicks. Which one are you?
Anyway, the 4th guy gets killed like immediately. So now Rutger has to drive. And there's a big old cop chase. This is not bad, okay? Rutger, not too shabby behind the wheel. He can slide a car around a corner real nice.
Yeah.
So all these cops, they're all like SWAT cops. And they're setting up a roadblock on the other side of this tunnel that Rutger entered. And they're all out there. They, okay, cop roadblock, a shotgun party. Everybody blow on your fingers. Rock hard cops. Getting ready. Out he comes. Okay. The cop car comes out. It just speeds. Just rams right into all of them. Oh, man. They open up the door. Nobody's in the car.
He rigged the accelerator.
It just cuts to Rutger crawling out of a manhole somewhere. Because he is the smarty pants. He goes into some building and changes his clothes and puts that hair into a pony nub.
Nice.
Turns the corner and gets a gun in his face.
Oh, Rutger, it's you.
It's Raiden and Joan.
Oh, thank God.
A foolproof plan, huh? No cops, no guns. Were you out of your mind? Setting off the alarm? Come on, at least you made it, lover.
Yeah, could have been a funeral instead of a wedding.
Come on, we gotta get out of here. Oh, yeah. I stopped by the, Oh, by the way, Rutger. I got some bad news for you. Puts a gun in his face. Raiden does. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you see Joan hugging on Raiden.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
The lady's with me.
And Rutger is like, what? And then Joan takes the gun from Raiden and points it at Rutger. Sorry, babe. You never were very smart. And Rutger's like, he's making you say that, right? I mean, I'm hung like a bear. And then they all just laugh. And then she shoots him. Boom! Right in the gut. And then again in the damn heart, if you know what I mean. And he's like, oh! Hey! He goes down. And boom! She shoots him again, man. And it just fades to black. And then you just hear, okay, blindfolds off! And, oh, it's daylight because Rutger has just taken off his blindfold and he is on a prison bus. And ladies and gentlemen, golden locks of legend. Like, oh, look at my hair now. Like tears in the ring. He's on this bus with all these criminals, man. Come on. Here, are you a criminal? Me too, baby. And they're like, yeah, we're rough and tumble, okay? So then he puts on his glasses, yeah, and he can see that they are heading for the Power Rangers Command Center. It's that circular building, right? Hey-o! Going to the command center.
Rangers.
Rangers.
That tube guy.
Yeah, Zordon. That's right. This building. It was the Pierce Brosnan Institute of Virtual Reality in The Lawnmower Man.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually a thing. It's been in a lot of movies. And on the bus next to him is short-haired Mimi Rogers, and she's looking at him like, "Hey," and he's like, "Ugh." And we see a sign for where they are, and it is Camp Holiday. That is actually where I thought Jock Jam would go. Hey, Camp Holiday. But it's cool, man. Rangers. It's beautiful California countryside. There's other prisoners outside working, and the bus comes in with the fresh fish, right? They're like, hey, look at that. And they're all wearing these weird collars on their necks. And everybody gets off the bus, and then this one really yelly guy is like,
Yo! Line your sorry asses up! Wipe that smile off your face!
and they're all getting in line, and holy smoke, Danny Trejo is in line.
Oh.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hippie.
Yeah. He's like, hey, hippie, what kind of dude are you? He like leans over to Mimi Rogers. He's like, few guards, no fences. Don't know why anybody's even hanging around, man. And then the yelly guy gets up in his face and he's like,
Quiet!
fuck faces. And then out walk the guards and Warden Ned Ryerson from Groundhog Day. Bang!
Hey.
That's right. So then he walks up and down the line, and he's holding a collar, one of these weird collars in his hand. He's walking up. He's like, who does your hair? Nice nipples. Oh, God. He sees Mimi, and he's like, whoo. What's a fetching female like you doing here? She's like, I don't know. And then she says some other stupid crap. Good morning. I'm Warden Ned Ryerson. Bang! Welcome to Camp Holiday, the new jewel of maximum security institution. It's an extraordinary penile experiment. Demonstration! And far away, there's a dummy wearing one of these collars. Elsewhere, there's a dummy wearing a collar on a Jeep, and the Jeep just starts driving away. Okay? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So far, Camp Holiday has been 100% successful, and no one has ever escaped. Because we have taken the responsibility off of our shoulders and put it on your neck. And he holds the collar up. It's like, this is Wedlock. That's the name of the collar system.
Oh, nice.
Everybody gets one, and they're all electronically linked to a secret partner elsewhere in the prison population. And if your collar travels more than 100 yards away from their collar, boom, they explode.
Both of them?
Yes.
Oh, shit. I forgot about that part. That's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
No, you see this, and you're like, this is a solid plan.
Yeah.
And by the end of the movie, it still is. So both of these dummies' heads blow up, and everybody is like, whoa, man. And the thing is, why don't you and your partner just get together and escape? Nobody knows who their partner is.
Right.
There's a blue line around the compound. You stay inside it. You will always be within 100 yards of everybody else. Mm-hmm. So you see, ladies, gentlemen, who needs fences? Who needs guards? We got the best ball and chain in the world. Your ass. Cuts to Rutger getting fitted for his collar. And the guy doing it and activating, he's like, oh, look at you. You got some nice slug wounds on you. Take your shirt off. I want to see. Why aren't you dead? You got shot like 3 times last time we saw you. Well, you know, the bullet missed my lung and my spine and my heart. You're a lucky guy. And Rutger's like, I guess. Anyway, beep, boop, the collar gets activated. He's like, man, don't mess with this. If you try to remove it, you and your Wedlock partner, boom, baby. Rutger looks in the mirror like, shit. It cuts to that yelly guy from earlier. Fuck faces. And he's wearing a collar too.
Oh.
This is Emerald.
Oh, there you go.
So he's a prisoner, but he's obviously like a trustee, right? And he's like, rules. No women in the men's dorms. No men in the women's dorms. Men and women only meet at work, meals, and magic hour. So all day long. Camp Holiday is non-smoking. If you are caught smoking, you get a day in the floaters. You also have no name anymore. You will be referred to by your color. Using your real name gets you a day in the floaters. So listen up and remember your color. And he starts listening off. So he's like yelling in people's faces. Cardinal, amber, lime. He gets to Mimi Rogers and he's like, he stops and all sexy, he goes, ivory. And then on the other side of the room, Rutger Hauer's just like, Emerald turns and he's like, he's laughing with him, and he gets up in his face and stops. Rutger's like, sorry, I had a parrot. And then Emerald just stays in his face and he goes, no joke. Magenta!
Oh, damn.
And that is Rutger's name. His prison name. So now they're taking him, it's like the middle of the day, so they got to take him to their jobs, you know, and they're going through a machine shop. And he takes Magenta to work on technical stuff like he's good at, you know. And that's where he meets Teal. It's the other guy who works on tech. He was the guy whose Jaguar was crashed in Speed.
Oh.
Speed. And Magenta is like, hi, I'm Rutger Hauer. And Emerald like, beat the shit out of him. Your name's Magenta, fuckface. So now him and Teal, they're like building new federal water meters because it's sometime in the future. Everybody gets 2 gallons of water a day and that's it.
Oh.
And already there's a guard who's like, Magenta, Warden wants you. So we cut to his office and it's nice. And Ned Ryerson is reading his file and he's like, man, your police chase was amazing. You almost made it. Too bad. Yeah, just think I would have missed all this. Oh man, it could be worse. You could be somewhere else getting butt slammed by Bubba and his boys. Lucky me, here they just blow your head off.
Oh, I got that.
Oh, come on. It's a necessary insurance policy. I'd rather go down on Bubba. Yeah. Razor blades and gravel.
Yeah, old gravel ass.
I'm afraid those days are over, my friend. It's war out there, and I have a brand new weapon. What? Exploding necklaces? Ah, paranoia. We got you guys watching each other. You're prisoners and guards at the same time. Rutger's like, you're a sadist. Yeah? He like starts cutting orchids because that's what wardens always do. They're always doing something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to franchise the hell out of these camp holidays, and I'm going to be so rich. Well, now you're a greedy sadist. I get it. I'd be pissed off, too, if my fiancée set me up and left me for dead. She got cold feet. Yeah, but you got the last laugh. You got rid of all the diamonds before you met up with them. I got work to do. Hey, how'd you know they double-crossed you? What the hell do you want here? I don't blame you, though. I saw her. Those lips. She could suck a man dry. And it's like, oh. That's a moment where you're like, no. Watching him talk like that. Like, yeah. Every man has a dark side, and that was his. Like, she could suck a man dry. Bing. Those lips. She could suck a man dry. It's like, I saw a picture of her. She has a mouth. There could be a dick in it. Like, yeah, it doesn't make sense when you deconstruct it. Rutger grabs the shears that he was using for his flowers. He's like, I could kill you for a thrill. That's the way he says it, like totally non-threatening. He's like, you're an electronics genius, not a murderer. He just takes them from him. And he goes, hey, where's the diamonds? Oh, if I didn't tell all the DAs in the state of California, why would I tell you? I'm your pal. I'll see to it your time goes smooth. But if you fuck with me, 12 years of pain and humiliation. That doesn't sound so bad. He said that for real. And it's like, Oh, you'll tell me. You'll tell me. It cuts to later. Magenta is exploring. Okay. He's like under the boiler room, like all these hallways with pipes and stuff. And then off in the distance, you just hear like, give me a kiss. Come on. Give me a kiss. Somebody's struggling. Someone's getting mugged for a kiss. Okay. And he sees Emerald and his boys mugging Danny Trejo, who apparently didn't want to give him a kiss and gets stabbed in the throat.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yippee.
That is the life.
Mm-hmm. So Rutger like runs, but he passes by Emerald's main sly, his main goon named Puce.
Oh, shit.
And that's no shit. Anyway, later, it's dinner time, and Magenta and Teal, they're sitting there talking about Emerald. Okay, like, man, what is this guy's problem? You know that New York gang called the Shit Kickers? They kicked him out for being too rough. And now he's the chief trustee. He helps keep us in line. But don't worry, like, we're lucky to be here, man. Like, the food's good, and the work's all right, you know, and there's magic hour. What's that? Oh, every night from 7 to 10, you and a partner of your choice get to jump bones at the ranch. Sounds good. Right?
Yeah.
He's like, the warden thinks this releases prisoner tension. I've never been so relaxed. And then in walks Mimi. Ivory, okay? And Emerald is all... She walks in and he is on her. He gets up behind her ear and he goes, juicy. She's like, do yourself a favor and give it up. And he's got like crazy eyes. He's like acting his ass off. And Mimi Rogers is like, give it up. Moves on. She goes and sits with Magenta and Teal. Magenta, he ain't playing, gets up and leaves. What's his problem? We see Puce whispering to Emerald. And then they go and mug and threaten Magenta.
Damn.
Yep, because he saw Emerald's little tracheotomy earlier today. He's like, I'll kill you, bitch. You say anything. And another thing, you stay away from Ivory. She's mine. And Magenta's just like, that's fine. You can have her. She's not my type. I like the kind that kills you. Anyway, that night, there's a dorm inspection, like surprise thing, and they find cigarettes under Magenta's mattress.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And they're like, uh-oh, that's a night in the floaters. And the warden's like, Emerald, take him. Emerald grabs Magenta, who then says, well, thanks for the cigarettes. Next time, don't forget the matches. It's like, promise me you won't die in the asshole. I'd hate to miss my shot. I'll try not to. I'll do my best. And then Emerald just like, knees him in the balls. Like, Emerald's rough on these guys. Right in front of the warden. Warden's watching it. Yeah, mm-hmm. In the balls. That's right. Bing. So the floaters, okay? It's the future solitary confinement. It's a sensory deprivation chamber.
Oh.
That's used for torture. No. It's like, it's going to drive you crazy, and there is only one way out. Where are the diamonds?
Joke's on them. We pay for that nowadays.
That's right. He's like, I don't know. I'm sorry. So they chuck him in. Hey, how long is this ride? I don't know. An hour, a week, a month? Figure it out. Warden just says that. I don't know. Slam. Okay. So now we get a little montage of time going by. And every time the thing opens up, it's a POV shot. So you just see who's opening it up from Rutger Hauer's viewpoint. Yeah. And the first one is, it's the warden. Ned Ryerson. Hi, Rutger. Do you remember where the diamonds are yet? And Rutger just, like, starts, ooh, 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 barking like a seal. Like, screw you. Slam. And you can, like, hear him inside, like, playing, like, doo-doo-doo, despite the fact it's supposed to be soundproof. The next time is Teal, and he's giving him food, like, in secret. Like a PB&J. He's in there in water. Okay? Yeah. So it's like, eat this now. Oh. Teal, get me out of here. Later, it opens up and it's Emerald. And he's just like, zip. Yeah. Hey. But he doesn't, it's not private justice. He starts urinating on him. He just starts peeing on him. Oh, God! I just wanted to say hello. Oh, goddamn son of a bitch! Are you ready to talk to Ryerson? No, stop it! Ah! And then Rutger slams it shut himself. The last time the warden opens it up and almost throws up. This is like he's been in there so long, floating in his pee and his poops. His peeps and poops. You still with us? And Rutger has a beard now. Okay, Magenta.
Oh, wow.
Tell me where the diamonds are. North. North? Oh, like he's going to tell him. He's like, North Pole. Ask for Santa. And the warden's like, shit! Slams it shut. And you just hear Magenta just cackling his ass off. Okay, and it cuts to the warden on his phone later. Well, you were right. He's a tough little bastard. Nah, he's in the infirmary till next week. Yeah. Okay, we'll do things your way. But we don't know who he was talking to. So it's mealtime, and Magenta is back in the population. Ivory shows up. She's like, hey, We thought you were dead.
Well, do me a favor and pretend I am.
He doesn't want nothing to do with her.
Yeah.
And he's right to do that.
Yeah, I guess so.
If Mimi Rogers ever bothers you on the street, you'd do the same. Anyway, he gets his plate of spaghetti. Okay, spaghetti with no sauce. This comes into play later. Puce trips him, and then he
Spills all of his noodles all over some guy.
The guy turns, and it's Emerald.
No.
And Magenta's just like, oh, shit. Emerald's like,
Oh, you are dead, fuck.
and then he grabs Magenta and slams him down on the table and stuffs his mouth full of noodles. And then, like, puts his hand over it. Like he's going to let him choke to death on his unsauced noodles.
Yeah.
Some guard's like, break it up, break it up. And then Rutger is just like,
On the floor, and he is a noodle mouth.
like, he didn't spit him out yet. He's just like sitting there in shame with all these noodles coming out of his mouth. So now we cut to Magic Hour. All right. It's like, party! And the very first shot in Magic Hour is the condom machine. Okay. And they are indeed free. And there's a sign on it that says, avoid the death penalty. Use a condom.
Oh.
And that's a little, they didn't go into that rule.
Yeah.
So it's party time. Everybody's having a great time. Ivory finds Magenta there in the ranch reading. Like he went to the ranch for Magic Hour, but he's reading a magazine.
Is it one big room?
Yeah. But it's got a whole bunch of little cubbies with doors you can shut for the sex.
Gotcha.
So she's like rubbing his shoulder. She's like, hi, come on. And she walks away and he's like, well, all right. And he goes in.
How responsible.
Right.
Good Lord. She's supposed to be the love interest. She's got to like resist him through some of the movie, and then it pays off later. He doesn't earn her lust. He
Why
just
don't
has
you
to
just
be,
shut up and give it a chance? He walks into the cubby with her. She starts rubbing on him, and he's like, what do you want? She's like, be quiet. She points that there's a camera, okay, and there's microphones. So she's acting like she's loving up on him, but she's there to tell him something. She's like, I know who my wedlock partner is.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
And he's like, yeah, you should be.
He's like, gee, congratulations. Goodbye.
And she's like, it's you.
And he goes, bullshit. How would you know?
A guard. I have my ways.
Well, I'm not risking my life for some information some guard slurped into your ear during a poke.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be in my toast at your wedding. Chris. She's like, I gotta get out of here and I need you to do it.
Why, you got a date?
She's like, yeah, I got a wedding to go to. Then she straddles him, right? Because they got to keep up appearances. She's like, come on, let's get out of here. We can be together. And he's like, what?
You know, you couldn't turn me on if I had a switch.
And he throws her off of him. And it cuts to the warden, like, watching them on a TV.
Yeah.
Jacking off.
You got a real problem with women, pal. And he goes,
Right. All the ones I know are still breathing.
and it's like, Jesus, Rutger. And then it cuts to the next day, and him and Teal are working. They're getting things done, okay? And they enjoy each other's company. They might be falling in love. Who knows? She comes by, and she's like, I thought you might want to apologize for last night.
Yeah. Sorry I wasn't clear enough. Stay the fuck away from me, please.
And then Emerald shows up, and he's like,
Now what? I told you she's mine.
He's like, she's all yours, man.
Nah.
Puce saw y'all talking at the ranch. He saw you guys together.
He's like, we were just talking? He's like, oh no.
Anyway, he beats him up a little. And then this guard is like,
All right, break it up. You want to mandle each other? Do it the right way, in the yard.
I did say mandle. Like manhandle? I think in the movie he actually said mangle, but that's not what it sounds like. He's like,
They're mandling each other.
let them do it in the yard in front of everyone. So then Emerald's like, fine. Tomorrow morning, fuck.
Fine.
So they leave. And Teal is like, man, you were better off in the floaters.
I was better off engaged.
Later, he's in the dorm rooms and he's like secretly working on a microchip because he's that kind of a guy.
Oh.
Teal's like, man, they're getting 90-1 odds and no one will bet on you.
Teal, you're a good pal, okay? In case I don't make it tomorrow, I've got a friend who's holding something for me. You give him a call, he'll take care of you.
And then Teal's like, the diamonds?
And he's like, what?
Everybody knows, man. It was all over TV. Everybody knows. Your friends didn't get any of the diamonds.
He's like, hey, check it out. This microchip, it'll amplify the signal from the necklace. If I can get it onto Emerald's collar, it'll deafen him. It'll blow up his eardrums. Oh. Let me test it on you.
Teal's like, man, no way.
He's like, it's fine. It's a low level. Come on, here.
So he puts it on, and Teal's like, it works. It's like,
I didn't even trigger it yet. What are you so nervous about, buddy? My best friend?
So then he actually does trigger it, and he's like,
Well, damn, it's not working.
So he takes it off of Teal's, and he puts it on his own necklace, and he's like, hey! And he pulls it off, and he looks at Teal, and he's like,
your Wedlock collar's not live.
Don't be ridiculous, man. Where can I find your friend?
No. Either Ned Ryerson made a mistake, or... And he looks up at Teal, and he goes, you're a fucking informant!
Oh.
And he picks him up and punches him. And then he yells to the rest of the population, he's an informant! Informer! And Teal gets eaten alive by the mob.
Holy shit.
He just disappears into the crowd and is never seen again. And they're all yelling like, yeah, come on! Tear his heart out! Kill him! So the next morning, Rutger wakes up and there's nobody else in the dorm. Like, they all let him sleep. Because they're all outside waiting for the fight.
So he gets up and he's like, I'm not going to get killed today. I am not going to get killed today.
He like repeats it to himself over and over. As he's walking out, he does his hair in one of those little samurai buns. Comfortable man with having long hair. So the crowd's cheering. Ivory like takes his glasses off. And then Puce grabs him from behind and holds him. And then the guard walks up and takes the chip out of his pocket. He's like, wouldn't want an unfair fight, huh? And then Rutger's like,
I am going to get killed today.
So the fight starts, and this entails Puce holding him while Emerald punches him.
Oh, God.
Yeah, what the hell's that, right? And they let it happen. Emerald's in his face, and Rutger's like, hey, look, I gets punched in the balls. Okay? So Emerald like beats him mercilessly, and he ends up rolling down a hill, and everybody's got to like chase after him.
Oh.
Because he's going to get like 100 yards away. They're just like, we have to stick with him.
No, I think they're just following the
Don't let him
fight.
get too far.
Yeah, they're just following the fight, but that is funny. Whoa. Emerald follows him down there, and Magenta does get a good punch in, but Emerald just laughs. And just continues. He's kicking him in the balls and everything. The warden shows up, and he's watching. Bang! And the guard's like, hey, when you want to stop this? Well, just wait a little while longer. Let's see what's going on. Magenta's on the ground, and he like
Grabs a stick, and it's a little one.
And he holds it up, and Emerald just grabs his arm and gets in his face, and he's like, oh, I'm so scared. And continues hurting him. And he like knocks him down like real good. And then Emerald walks over to Ivory, and he like puts his arms around her like he's hugging her, like he's claiming her, because the issue was that she might be Magenta's property.
Right.
And that's when Magenta grabs him from behind and jams that stick down into his collar.
Oh, man.
And he starts choking him. Okay, and the guard's like, hey, he's going to strangle him. The warden says, no, he's not. He's going to, oh my God, get the ambulance! And then everybody starts scrambling. And right then, Magenta yanks on the stick, and it activates the anti-tampering device in Emerald's collar. So it starts beep, beep, beep. And everybody's like, whoa, man! And they all start backing up. And he's like, oh my God, no. And Magenta, like, gets up in his face, and he's like, get ready to fly. And Emerald is like, ah! He panics and he runs away. Everybody's backing away. Okay, and then Puce, he's standing there just watching. And his collar starts beep.
Oh, beep, no.
Beep. And he's like, oh, shit. Oh, my God. And he's running away. Everybody's running away. Like, get off of me, man. He's like, help me. And then Emerald, his head just blows, man. Whoa. It's all this blood and gore. Real nice. And we see Puce. He's like, running away. Beep, 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 beep. Boom. His head goes too. Oh. The warden's like, oh my God. Everybody, it's over. Everybody get out of here. Get Magenta to the infirmary now. So they load him into this ambulance Jeep. Okay. Mm-hmm. They're in the hills of California. Off-road vehicles they use. So they load him into the back, and Ivory just jumps in and drives it away. Oh. And it's like, oh my God! No! After him! So Rutger realizes what's happening. He sits up in the ambulance, and he looks at her. He's like, no! Don't cross the blue line! You're gonna get us killed! She's like, I told you! And then she just drives past the blue line. And she's like, woohoo! And nothing happens. And Rutger's like, you are my Wedlock partner. Oh, no. All right, so now we're out of the prison.
Woohoo.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, are you excited? Best part of the movie's over. Let's get excited. Come on. So the guards are following them, and they're all going off-road, California hills. Okay. Yeah. And Rutger just accepts the situation. And he's like, all right, from now on, just stay close. And she's like, yeah, don't get too close. And he goes, took the words right out of my mouth. So it's a big off-road chase, and then she crashes it, and they got to run on foot. They're getting shot at, and then they come to a cliff. She's like, we got to jump. No way. She's like, okay, but you better decide fast, because you got a pretty neck. And she jumps.
Oh, no.
And he's like, oh, God, Tracy. That's her name. Like her non-Ivory name. Mimi! And he jumps, but he goes, wait for me! It's like so 90s. Yeah. Anyway, they land in the river, and they are getting tossed and turned and rocked and rolled. Oh, they get separated, and you as the viewer, you're like, oh, that's bad. Yeah. And it just cuts to them like crawling out together. Like there was a whole sequence of them getting separated and him saving her that was cut or something like that, right? She's unconscious. She was drowning. He gets her out there and he starts pumping on her chest, and it's just straight up hands on boobs. That's how he does it. She ends up puking water into his face, and then she looks down and sees his hands on her boobs and just slaps him. And he's like, hey! And then he slaps her back. Oh. And she's like, you son of a, get off of me. And then we cut to the warden's office. Bang! And the warden just says, well, so far, so good. And in his office are Joan and Raiden.
Oh, I knew it.
It's like, uh-oh. They crossed the river, but is he going to lead us to the diamonds? Bing. Raiden's like, I know him. We fought in the Colombian Wars together. I saved his ass and he defused the mines. Oh, yeah, you're kind of bosom buddies, like for life, right? Yeah, unless you're talking about $25 million. And we are. Which reminds me, partners, I want half. And Raiden's like, is that so? Is that supposed to be some kind of deal breaker, Ned? You could put it that way. Raiden pulls out his gun and just goes, I'd rather put it this way. And it's like, not too bad. You're too excitable. And the warden holds up a remote. He's like, half, or I blow Ken and Barbie up right now, and nobody gets anything.
Oh.
Oh, so you can do it from here? Like a thunderbolt from God. Okay, half is good. Raiden's like, no, half is good. Then it cuts to Rutger and Tracy. Okay, and they are at a motel, and they steal some suitcases out of a newlywed's car. Uh-huh. As the newlyweds are walking out, you can tell that they are not American. So we just cut to Rutger Hauer and Mimi Rogers walking down train tracks in, like, Indian turbans and robes and stuff. She's like, 5 billion suitcases in the world, and you steal the one going to Bangladesh. And Rutger Hauer wears it well.
Really?
He's like, when we hit the coast, we'll go north.
She's like, I'm not going anywhere until we get some new clothes. Yeah, because they look dumb. They end up finding some shops, and he's like,
well, then we'll need some money.
So they go into this new age, like, crystal shop, okay, which, you know, in the early 90s was pretty weird, far out things, you know. Now they're in the mall for $5. Okay, but he has to go in there in his turban and stuff, and like,
I'd like to see some of your crystals.
And then the super religious kind of villainy lady from Edward Scissorhands, she is like, oh, these crystals over here. Oh, yes, let me show you these. And while they're talking, Tracy just goes over and robs the cash register.
No.
So now it's dark, and they go back to this motel, and they're in new clothes, like California clothes. He's wearing a jacket that looks like it's Navajo Indian print, and he's wearing that for the rest of the film. It's a little odd, but again, he wears it so well. Uh-huh. So he waits outside while she's inside the lobby getting the room, but he looks in and he sees her on the phone, and he's okay with it. They get the room, but they're walking away, and the clerk is like eyeing him, like, yeah. In the room, he's in the bathroom, and he's like messing with the collar. Okay, he actually opens it and exposes like the plastic explosive. Mm-hmm. She's like, "What are you doing in there?"
Brushing my teeth.
And he hides the collar, like doesn't let her know what he's doing. So it's bedtime, and he goes and gets on the floor. We are adults. We can share the bed. And he's like,
no, we can't.
All women are monsters, huh?
Just the ones I pick.
What's the matter with you? Did you get dumped? How'd you end up in Camp Holiday? What are you, purse snatching? He's like,
it's one of life's great mysteries.
She's like, God. Like, he is relentless.
Give them nothing. They just break your heart.
She's like, by the way, since we're going north, can we stop at Sterling City? And he's like, no. Who died and made you boss? He's like,
I did. Now go to sleep.
We're stopping. Elsewhere, the clerk sees a news report that is about them. So the next morning, cops. It's a shotgun party. They're like, come out with your hands up. Oh, shit. What do we do, Rutger? What do we do? He's like,
we give up. Don't shoot. We're coming out.
So they do. And it's all like, nice and easy. Hey, hey. And then all the cops get sniped from somewhere else.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Bang, bang, boom. And, what the hell? It's Raiden. He's got a sniper rifle. He's like up in the hills. Joan shows up. She helps too. But Rutger and Tracy never see them. They just run into some desert town.
Like, who shot all those cops?
They're at a bus station, and he's like, here, put this on. He puts some big weird hat on her. Okay.
You get in line. I'll get the tickets.
So she goes and gets in the bus line, right? And then cops pull up. So she has to jump into the baggage hole in the bus, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Rutger looks over. He sees the cops, but he also sees her getting on the bus. He sees the hat that he just gave her. Okay. So she's on the bus, and he's like, shit. The baggage hole shuts, and the bus drives away. And he's like, and he like runs to this other bus and pulls out a gun and takes the driver hostage. He's like, follow that bus.
Stay within 100 yards. They get to a red light. He's like, get it! Are you crazy? Where's that bus going?
It's going to John Lennon Park.
He's like, okay, just stay behind him.
And they get to this park, and he's like,
Okay, where's the park?
it's up the mountain. You got to take a tram. And then he looks over. He sees Tracy's hat getting on the tram. And he flags it down. And he gets on. It's like standing room only. Okay, right then, Tracy actually crawls out of the baggage hole on the bus.
Oh, no.
And she's like, what? And she sees him get on the tram, and the tram drives away.
Ah.
She's like, Rutger! While it's driving, Rutger's like pushing his way to the back to get to Tracy, and he finds her, and he turns her around and sees that it's just some lady.
Oh.
And he's like, shit! And then, beep, beep,
Oh,
beep.
God.
His collar starts beeping. Tracy is just running up the road, but not fast enough. Her collar starts beeping too. She starts freaking out. They're like, shit! And it gets faster the closer it gets to blowing up. So it's like, it just stops. And she just collapses at the side of the road. And then
Rutger Hauer comes running down the road.
and he just goes,
You look a little pale. Are you okay?
she's like, if that collar doesn't kill you, I will. Later, they're camping. They've decided to just stay in John Lennon Memorial Park. And we learn that Tracy was engaged to some like senator's son, Michael. And his family did not approve because she was just a waitress. So they were going to elope, but then all of a sudden 2 narcs broke into her apartment and found a pound of heroin.
Oh, no.
So she goes to prison for that. Rutger's like,
That's a lot of heroin. For one person.
she's like, yeah, tell me about it. Got me locked up as far away from his son as possible. Now Michael's getting married on Saturday. And I want to see him and ask him, what the hell? And then, they're like camping, right? They're like under some rocks and they're sleeping under pine needle branches and stuff. Right then, these 2 park workers, like these guys, they pull up because they're like looking around for these fugitives that are on the loose, right? And then they're like, nobody's here. And they start making out.
Really?
Yeah. So Rutger and Tracy have to like be quiet and watch. Later, they're hitchhiking and they're in this truck. Okay. Tracy's sitting in the middle and the driver is just like full on rubbing her thigh. Like, yeah, right there in front of Rutger, who is just like letting it happen. He's fine. They stop and you can't stop laughing.
That is so funny. He was doing that to you.
She's like, yeah, you enjoy the show? He goes into a hardware store because he's looking for tools to work on the bombs. All right. He's like,
100 yards, no further.
I got it. And it cuts to the warden and his phone rings. And he's like, hello? Oh, I was worried about you. No, relax. So it was a little gunfire. It's nothing to get upset about. So, has he told you where the diamonds are yet? And we see it's just this row of public phones outside of the hardware store where Rutger is. And on one of the phones is Raiden.
Oh.
He's like there. And then Tracy is like, no, he doesn't trust me. I'm getting tired of this. The camera pans over further and she's the one on the phone call. Raiden's just pretending he's on the phone. He's just spying on her.
Oh.
It's a pretty cool little thing. Just hang in there a little longer. You're going to be contacted by Joan and Raiden. Okay. Now, when you do, you hand over the diamonds to them and then they'll take your collars off. Okay. A deal's a deal. She's like, oh, I'm fine, Dad. Okay. I love you. Because Rutger's there now.
Mm-hmm.
And Raiden's gone. So they're hiding under a dock and he's like messing with the collars a little bit more.
I used to disarm mines in the Navy. I wanted to start a diving school. Then I met Joan and she told me how. Diamonds. A simple job. No police. I said no. She said yes.
She's like, then what?
She shot me and ran off with my best friend.
She's like, no way. With the diamonds?
No. They're somewhere.
Where?
Safe.
Now cops are sniffing around, so they gotta sneak, okay? And they steal a boat. He's like hot wiring it. She's like, can we please stop at Sterling City?
No!
She takes his gun out of his jacket and points it in his face. She's like, we are stopping at Sterling City.
He just calmly takes it out of her hand and throws it off into the water. He's like, no, we're not.
She's like, okay, well then this is happening. She jumps overboard. He's like speeding away, so he has to turn so before they blow up. Damn it! And he's driving up. He's trying to control this boat and trying to get it up near her. And he's like, this is no time to be fucking around. I'm staying in here till you promise.
What do you want to see him for anyway? You like being humiliated.
She's like, you were shot by your own girlfriend, man.
Fine. We'll go to Sterling City.
He pulls her in. And we see Joan and Raiden are like watching them in binoculars, watching them drive away in this boat. And Raiden's like,
hey, she's not bad looking.
prettier than me? And he goes,
much.
Oh.
And she gets up in his face and he's like, but your teeth are sharper. And then they kiss. And it's like, not bad, Raiden. So, Sterling City. Here we are. Okay. And it's like, hustling, bustling downtown, office building situation. They go into one and it's the Ambassador Palace rooftop. You know, it's like a penthouse situation.
Yeah.
They crash the wedding ceremony. That's Michael's sister, Melanie.
You go in. I'll sign us in.
And he just goes,
Melanie!
and he runs up to this lady and he just kisses her.
Melanie!
And she's like, do I know you? And he's like,
yeah! Michael and I, we used to steal software together.
And then Tracy just runs in and starts hooting and hollering, whooping and a womping on Michael. She goes, pushes past the bride, and the bride's like, Michael, what's this? Who is this? And Michael's like, Deborah, I don't know. Like her name's Deborah.
Yeah.
Deborah! Tracy's laughing. So she puts the screws to him. What the hell? Why didn't I ever hear from you? He's like, Dad, let her go. I didn't know where you were. Tracy, I didn't know. They sent me to prison, man.
Dad, you never said anything about prison.
She's hysterical. Let's get her out of here. Come on.
And Tracy's like, wait a minute, you knew? And he's like, my dad said he was just going to give you some money and you'd go away.
Oh.
Yeah, she's like, you son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
And she punches him and knocks the bride down too. So it's like, all right. And then she gets led out by guards and Rutger's like,
and he's got to follow him.
The guards put her in an elevator and he's like,
oh shit! No.
He goes and tries to jump in, but one guard jumps out and holds him. So now they are separated and she's going down.
Oh no.
He just starts running for the stairs. In the elevator, Tracy levels with the guard. She's like, wait. Okay, I'm wedlocked to that guy up there and I'm going to blow up. And the guard's like, yeah, marriage will do that to you. No, I'm serious. Camp Holiday, it's a prison. There's a bomb on my neck. Call it in. And then they start beeping. Beep, beep,
No.
beep, beep. Rutger's like, and he outside a window, they're in a high-rise building, okay? And he sees a window washer cart outside.
Yeah.
So he breaks the window and he doesn't get on the cart. He just grabs one of the ropes and starts sliding down. He just rides it down. Okay. Her elevator gets down to the lobby and it's like, beep, 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 beep. Somebody called in. They were like, yeah, your story checks out. That lady's going to blow. So like, she's got a bomb. Everybody runs. And then she walks out in the lobby and her beeping stops. Mm-hmm. And she's like, wait, Rutger. She can't see him. And then she looks out the window and sees him hit the ground. Like the rope, it did its job, but it was probably still terrifying. So they run. They're going through the city. Cops show up. They're hiding. And he's like, stay here. I'm going to get us a ride. Because they still have to go north to like Bondale or something. Mm-hmm. And she has to just sit there for a second and it sinks in what she just went through. So she has time to be bummed and hurt and sad. So he goes into this newspaper depot and he puts on a hard hat and takes a clipboard and he's like infiltrating. He's even waving guys by. Go ahead. Come on. And he finds a newspaper truck that's headed to Bondale. So they stow away. Inside, okay, they got time to rest and they're reading newspapers that they are on the front page of.
Oh.
She's like, this Joan Chen sounds like a real princess. She really shot you 3 times?
She only had 3 bullets. Then she ran off with your buddy. What a slime. How do you get even with a guy who double crosses you and then steals your woman? Let him keep her. So time goes by, they're sleeping, and then a Rutger Hauer comes out into the open and makes his move and rubs her butt.
Oh.
And she's like, yeah, do it some more harder. She like takes his hand and like makes it really rub it in there. And so they get it on. And he's like, wait till you get a load of this python.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
Python time.
She's like, wow! He's like, I told you. I warned you. In Bondale, they're in a bed and breakfast. And they're in their underwear. Because it's like, now they're together.
Oh.
And he's on the phone. Don't forget the tools. Okay, I'll meet you there. So it turns out his buddy, Jasper, is going to meet them. He's the one that I gave the diamonds to. He's going to meet us up at the brewery where he works. And he's going to bring some tools and, you know. She's like, okay, when? He's like, well, I told him it's Sunday, so we need some time to get some sleep. She's like, okay. So assuming, you know, that they just had sex again. Yeah. So that's all it was for. Anyway, then they are sleeping next to each other and beep, beep, beep. And she wakes up. She's like, Rutger! And he's like, oh, sorry. It's just the alarm. And it is. It's the alarm clock. The red herring. She goes downstairs. She goes to the phone. Like she's going to call into the warden, and then she can't do it. She backs up, and you just hear Raiden say, second thoughts, Tracy? And they're both there. She's like, oh, my God. You were his fiancé. Oh, you make it sound so romantic. Did he tell you where the diamonds are? No. Look, Tracy, all we want is the shit. So then we'll take your collars off, all right? Well, I don't know where they are yet. All right, you just keep watch. So later she's with Rutger again, and he's like, is something wrong? I gotta tell you something, Rutger. And he's like, he looks at her, he's all smiling. He's like, I feel the same.
Oh.
But let's wait. Let's wait until this is over, and then we can really do something about it, okay? She's like, okay. And then they kiss. And then Jasper shows up. It's all sorts of hugging and, you know, bromance. Mm-hmm. And they get in his Jeep and drive away. I can't believe you didn't run off with the loot. It's like, hey, man, it takes more than $25 million for me to screw you, buddy. Well, I think half is fair. You get half. It's like, that's cool. And then they go to the brewery. They're walking through it, and it's all like grain silos and pipes and, you know, a factory abandoned setting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they go under this grain silo, and he finds this big case. And he's like, yeah, I got your tools, man. I owe you one. And then, boom, Jasper gets shot.
Oh, no.
By Raiden. Okay. No! You didn't have to kill him! And this is the first time Joan and Rutger have seen each other since she shot him. Ooh. And he's like, oh, sweetheart, I'm so glad to see you. I never got a chance to say, fuck you! Hey, we saved you at the bungalow. Yeah, we're your guardian angels, man. Oh, I get it. You guys helped me escape. I lead you to the diamonds. The whole thing's a setup. So, how the hell'd you follow us? And then Tracy, like, looks down.
Oh, no.
And Joan, like, rubs her shoulder. And Rutger is just like, he's done, man. He's like, oh, no. Like, he's betrayed again.
Ugh.
Raiden's like, ha, 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 ha. You getting flashbacks, Rutger. Tracy's like, I tried to tell you. And he goes, oh, shut up. Why don't you let us go? Sorry, darling, this is personal. And they take his case, and he's like, don't you want to make sure you have the diamonds this time? And they're like, nah, we'll check it later. Hey, Rutger, how does it feel to die twice? And right then, Tracy releases the grain from the silo, and it dumps all over Raiden. So they have time to run away and escape.
All right.
So they chase through the brewery, and it's like catwalks, pipes, and ladders. You know, they get separated and stuff, and Joan, like, yells out, Raiden, I found them! Where? By the vat! There's fucking vats everywhere! Tracy ends up falling and, like, hanging off something. She almost dies. Rutger drops the case trying to save her.
Oh.
And then himself falls. Tracy ends up with the bag, and Rutger and Raiden have to have like a final fist fight on a catwalk over a vat. And they're punching.
Rutger gets him, and Raiden gets knocked off of the catwalk and is hanging on, okay, over this big vat of like beer. And Rutger's like, what are you going to do now?
I'm sorry, Rutger, help me, please. You son of a bitch.
Joan shows up and shoots him in the hand, and then they both fall into the vat. Or down into the bottom of it, and just like the dregs of the beer. Mm-hmm. And Raiden is hurt. So Rutger, of course, grabs him and pulls him on top of himself. Because Joan is now pointing a gun down into the vat. And he's like,
sorry, sweetheart. If you want me, you're going to have to shoot my buddy here.
Raiden!
Joan, don't shoot! Don't shoot!
And then she shoots.
Boom!
And Raiden's like,
ah, you hit me, you bitch!
sorry, honey, but I did it for the money.
Oh.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And Rutger's like, looks like she fucked us both.
Yeah. Hey, you want her back? And then boom!
He gets shot and dies.
Oh.
Now she's out of bullets. Tracy rescues Rutger from the vat, and they run outside, get into Jasper's Jeep, and escape.
No.
So they got to stop because Rutger is, of course, shot in the hand, so they're hiding in some building and dressing the wound. Tracy opens the case, and there's no money. It's just tools.
Damn.
Hey, you weren't kidding. Where's the diamonds?
Jasper fenced them for cash. The money is somewhere.
And his hand is shot, so he has to talk her through disarming his necklace.
Oh, man.
And while that's happening, he's like,
I can't believe I trusted you.
she's like, hey, it was either do what, Ned Ryerson wanted or go through 30 years of hell. What would you have done?
Let's just forget it.
Like, let's just forget it.
Yeah.
Burying his head in the sand.
She's doing the bomb on his neck.
Yeah, sure.
He has to be kind of agreeable.
Yeah, it is scary while she's doing this, okay? Anyway, she does it. And
he's like, we're done.
No, she's like, thank God that's over. And he goes,
now you got to do yourself.
So it just cuts to them driving away. And they're in the desert and they're following a map. Like a treasure map to the money.
Mm-hmm.
They go to this old burned out church, and under some floorboard, they find 2 briefcases with the money divided equally. And they open one up, and it's sad. There's a postcard from Jasper. It says, have a nice day, Jasper.
Oh.
Jasper was Balrog.
That's right.
In the Street Fighter movie.
That's right.
And they're like, everything's going to be okay. And then
the chopper flies over. And Joan is inside and she's shooting at him. So they got to take cover and they stash the cases, all right? And the chopper lands. Joan gets out. And then so does Warden Ryerson.
Oh.
bang!
Yep. He's like, Mr. Magenta! Miss Ivory! No hellos for an old friend?
How did you find us?
And then Joan walks over and just pulls a tracker off of Jasper's Jeep.
And he's like, shit! You had all the cards.
Ned's like, yeah, I don't like surprises. You're in the big leagues now, man. A lot of money on the line. Now hand me those cases, like real slowly. He's got his gun.
Watch out for that first step. It's a doozy.
Well, you'd better check it.
You check them. And then he opens up the cases. Rutger opens them up for him. And they're like, oh, yep. Looks like $12 million to me. Clams, simoleons. And she's like, yeah, close them. So he does. And Ryerson takes one. Hey, are you coming with me? Joan's like, nah, I'll take the truck after I settle a little score here. He's like, well, save your bullets. Here. And he gives her the detonator. He goes and fires up the chopper.
Hey, Joan, did you ever love me, or was it always a setup?
She's like, oh, you got a huge dong. But you fall in love way too easily.
And he's like, I'm trying to remember what I loved about you.
And she just goes, it was my ass. And that's in the movie. I didn't
Oh,
make it up.
God.
It's like, tough break, Rutger. And he goes, you're gonna need these. And he tosses her the keys to the Jeep. So then he and Tracy, they start backing away. And she's about to shoot him. She's like, you never were very smart, lover, were you? And then she holds up the detonator and pushes the button. And then the chopper blows up.
Oh,
Shit.
And she's like, what? She turns around and looks at it. And then beep, 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 beep. She looks down at the keys in her hand. And then boom, she blows up.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
shit. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I never was very smart, but I'm not the one who blew up.
And he goes and he takes the case. And the one of the cases survived. He looks at Tracy and he's like,
So what do you think? Should we stay together? We don't have to.
she's like, till death do us part? I don't know. You're no day at the beach, Rutger.
But you're no picnic either.
And then they kiss.
Oh.
And they go walking off into the desert. And there's money raining from the sky. And one would think, well, you're out in the desert. Pick that shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, they don't. They just walk on. And remember, the chopper blew up. The keys, I'm sure, were destroyed. So they have no way of getting out of the desert other than walking, and no way of navigating it, right? So they wandered the desert for days until they were finally just caught again. Right? 'Cause like a chopper went down. People were going to investigate that with other choppers.
Yeah.
They would have been found.
Yeah.
It is not a happy ending. But there you have it. Deadlock, Wedlock on Movies with Ron.
Hey. All right.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. That was good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway, Rutger Hauer actually ran the Rutger Hauer Starfish Association, which focuses on HIV and AIDS awareness, but specifically on women and children.
That's right.
So that charity is still going, now being run by his wife, Inika. I think that's how you pronounce her name.
Oh, okay.
So, if you care about kids with AIDS, get online and donate.
That's right.
And if you like what you hear, you're using Apple Podcasts or iTunes, remember, ratings and reviews. We're on all your other favorite podcast apps and movieswithron.com. There's a Facebook page and a Twitter at Movies with Ron. So check us out. It's been fun.
Yep, we love you.
See you guys.
Movies with Ron.
Oh, by the way, remember when you were like, how are they going to make The Haunting of Hill House an anthology show? The next time it's just called, the title is out for the next season. It's just called The Haunting of Wayne Manor.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, brother.
it's about Batman's house.
That's a fucking good idea,
Yeah.
man. Wayne Manor.
is haunted.
Yeah. Or just the shit that goes on in the manor
Yeah.
when Batman and the butler aren't around, you know? There's got to be other people.
It's like the gardeners.
I know what's going to happen, really.
Like the gardeners have to like, one day they had to fend off the Joker. And they like don't know why he's here.
Oh, fuck.
Because they don't know Bruce Wayne is Batman. But they like do their best.
Okay, that's better than mine. I was thinking like Downton Abbey. So it's like just interpersonal politics and shit. And it's like, oh shit, there's a superhero in the background.
Who's Downtown Abbey?